And now to education, as the federal government has directed vice-chancellors of federal universities to strictly enforce the no work, no pay policy against members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, currently participating in the ongoing nationwide strike. And now to give us more insight on this move, we're joined by Tunji Jaja. He is a legal practitioner joining us live from Lesotho. Mr. Jaja, it's good to have you join us. An interesting twist of events for the Academic Staff Union plus KONOA and the education at large. Let me ask, what are your thoughts on just how everything is played out in the last couple of days?
Okay, so the federal government made an offer to them. You know, labor law is made up of bargaining, collective bargaining. You state your position, the other party has the right to either accept or you negotiate. So there's room for that. Now, what the federal government is doing under labor laws, lecturers are not hourly paid. They are not wage workers. Wage is a daily pay. Salary is monthly. So you cannot say we deduct the no work, no pay. Under labor laws, strictly, you cannot. Workers have the right to picket. These are fundamental rights of workers if the negotiation does not work out. So these are things in labor law that the federal government must bear in mind. But bearing in mind too that there's another union apart from what's it called, ASUU. There's KONOA. Yes. So they are saying that they are not part of the industrial strike.
Now, the genesis of KONOA is quite interesting. It was a fall-off of ASUU, and then KONOA was created by the federal government. I think this was doing under the late President Buhari's administration, and now we saw KONOA come out. Seeing the disparity of both KONOA saying that their members should continue working, and there's ASUU who is demanding the demands or the agreements from 2009, and KONOA saying that they had renegotiated with the government regarding the 2009 agreements. One has to ask, what does this mean with our laws, right, when it comes to unions? Two unions, two factions. What does this mean?
Okay, so I was a university lecturer, University of Port Harcourt. There's freedom under labor laws. A sector can have as many trade unions as possible. So there's nothing wrong with KONOA. And they have their principles, what they believe in. It may be different from ASUU. So there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end, we are looking at a persistent strike that has plagued the education system, right? And one would argue that this strike and the federal government's lack of political will to end this issue once and for all is causing a deterioration of our education at the topmost level, which is the tertiary level. One has to ask, will this be the move that would force the federal government's hand? But now they are saying that no work, no pay. What does this mean for the future of education in Nigeria?
Unfortunately, the cliche is when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. So students will continue to suffer, bear the brunt of these strikes. There's nothing else. Because even if KONOA lecturers are lecturing, you can't set exams without the ASUU members at the university. So it's a no win-win situation.
You said that the work no play, or rather the payment. So walk me through this. The payment process, really, they're not an hourly payment, right? It's a monthly thing. So the no work no pay issue is null and void according to the union laws or according to the labor laws. And so what happens? What's going to be the resolution to this? If the government doesn't pay them, or if the vice-chancellors do not pay the academic staff, do they have a case?
Yes, they can win in court. If they've won several times, and the courts have laid down the law that they are not hourly workers. They are not wage workers who are paid hourly. So by the terms of, remember, the university is set up by law. So they are statutory workers, and you cannot even terminate their employment. The 49 University of Ilorin lecturers, The case went all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said these are statutory workers, so you cannot terminate their employment anyhow.
Well, we wait to see how this will all play out the entirety of this week, with Kanoa Suing still working, ASUU not working, you know, the minister saying the vice-chancellors not to pay. Let's see how this plays out. But an indefinite strike at the end of the day just means that the students and the academic year will suffer. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you, Tony Jaja there, a legal practitioner and lawyer, joining us live from Lesotho.